Po6 Baseball is on the air and live from Medford, Oregon, as the Sixers compete in the American Legion Northwest Regional Tournament. It is a double elimination tournament as the Sixers compete for a chance to go to the American Legion World Series. Po6 Baseball on 1480 K-Ray is being brought to you by our fine sports sponsors. Now we send it out live to Medford, Oregon and Harry and David Stadium for baseball action featuring the Po6 Sixers competing in the American Legion Northwest Regional Tournament. Before game time, let's check in with our pregame show with yours truly and Nick Proetti right here, right now on 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
And good morning. Welcome once again from Medford, Oregon. Larry Proetti, Nick Proetti. We are sitting high atop here at Harry and David Field, getting ready for the Sixers and Kennewick, Washington. Again, Tri-City. You know what's going to be interesting in today's game? It's almost like the Twins versus the Twins as they're wearing, Kennewick is in their home blue uniforms, navy blue with the red numerals, a white outline. Sixers in their cream color, and that's with the pinstripes. The Twins look as well too.
Well,
Twins versus the Twins.
Confused me, as you alluded to. These are new uniforms, or at least new for me. Again, it looks like at least again it has a Sixer at least across the chest on it. But yeah, when they walked in, I thought they were the Tri-City Titans coming in. But no, again we have the Sixers, who will be the road team again. At least today, will be taking on the hosts, or at least the home team, I should say, the Tri-City Titans. You mentioned out of Washington. This Washington squad did fall at least yesterday. They lost to the Lewiston, Idaho squad by a final of 6-2. So that's where we stand right now. It's another elimination game. So again, Po6 has been through it yesterday. Again, they face it again and again for Po6. They face it all the way up until Sunday as well. So their backs are against the wall for this Washington squad. This is the first day that they're feeling that pressure. So interested to see how both teams respond for Po6. The bats awoken yesterday. That was the most important thing after getting shut out and no hit in that first contest against Hawaii. For this, at least Kennewick team, they only put up 2 runs compared to where they put up 13 against Alaska day one. So offense really slowed down against that Idaho team. So again, it's tough to really size up how either squads are going to do right now, as both teams, at least for Washington, they're kind of limping into this contest. You got to imagine Po6 has got a little bit of momentum after having the large win yesterday against Montana. Looking at results from yesterday, we'll start with Alaska and Portland, Oregon. Portland, Oregon, your defending national champions. They got at least taken care of business against Alaska 8-1. So Alaska is our first team that's exited out of this Northwest Regional. Our game 2 was our contest between Cheyenne Po6 and Missoula, Montana, where again Po6 took care of business 8-3. So Montana is your second team. We are down to 6 here, day 3 of the Northwest Regional. The other contest, as I mentioned, Kennewick, Washington, losing to Idaho 6-2. And last but not least, how about this Hawaii squad getting it done against Medford, Oregon host team? They win 6-2. So that's your 2 unbeatens, is Idaho and Hawaii. For today, the matchups are, as we see, Po6 taking on Washington. Portland, Oregon will be taking on Medford, Oregon, so the battle of the Beaver State, and then Lewiston, Idaho versus Honolulu, Hawaii later on tonight. So that's your 3-game matchup here, day 3 of the Northwest Regional.
We'll be down to 4 after today's play. And again,
winner of this contest will play again tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Will be the game, at least first game out of 2 tomorrow, as we whittle down to the final 4.
And if the Sixers win, and again, you know, we're all pulling for the Sixers to win here today, and Hawaii, for example, wins, as they'll remain undefeated, they will not play Hawaii. They will play one of the loser teams. That I would venture to say they would probably play Lewiston tomorrow, and then whoever would win out of the Portland.
We'll have to see.
Everything's all confusing right now.
It's not so much confusing. The only thing that would, hopefully Po6 is able to pick up a victory today. Again, we certainly would love to see that and be back at it again tomorrow afternoon. The only thing that would throw a wrench in it is if Hawaii does lose to Lewiston, Idaho, then there's going to be have to shift things around for the fact that those two already met early on. So we'll see if that does happen. Hawaii, you got to imagine that Idaho, at least that battle between those two, you got to imagine Hawaii, who's kind of the odds-on favorite right now in this tournament, should get it done against Idaho, but again, we've seen stranger things so far in this tournament, but here we are, game 1 of 3 today. We still got a lot of baseball, a lot of time to figure out who is going to be the Final Four for tomorrow's action.
Post 6 baseball on 1480 K-Ray being brought to you by Affordable Computer Repair, the Breadbasket Bakery, Key of Cheyenne. Cheyenne Frontier Days, 131st Daddy of Mall, July 23rd through August 1st of 2007. Capital Lumber Company, Rock on Wheels, Laramie County Community College, Cheyenne Regional Medical Center, North Star Pharmacy and Infusion, Halliday GMC, Wyoming Department of Transportation, Cheyenne Depot Museum, Two Doors Down, Burns Insurance Agency, Meridian Trust Federal Credit Union, Jason Gilbert, your Allstate Insurance Agent, Fat Boys Tire and Auto, Platte Valley Bank, The Coin Shop, Gill Windows and Shutters, Advanced Comfort Solutions, First Tier Bank, Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service, YO Print LLC, The Brake Stop, 1622 East Lincoln Way, Cheyenne Pack and Chip, Pepsi, our scoreboard sponsor, also on board, Quick Draw Optical, Charles Schwab on Del Range Boulevard. Talk with Sam Runyon today. FMBO and Wyoming Downs, along with the Derby Club and Derby Club 307, plus Hilltop Bank. So, again, we are in for more baseball today with the Sixers, who come in with a record of 55 wins, 16 losses, and 2 ties this season. Kennewick comes in with 25 wins and 11 losses. We had a chance to catch up with Brad Barker, head coach of the Post 6 Sixers. We will have that conversation after we take a 2-minute timeout. A 2-minute timeout you're listening to and watching Post 6 Baseball on 1480 K-Ray.
At Gill Windows and Shutters, every custom window and shutter we sell is designed and manufactured right here in Cheyenne to give you a better product at a better price. Our team takes pride in delivering the highest quality craftsmanship and providing professional installation and customer service. We're proud to be a local family-owned business and part of the Cheyenne community. Stop by our showroom to see the difference or call for a free quote. Gill Windows and Shutters, we shatter the competition.
Cheyenne Pack and Ship on Pershing Boulevard is here for you today because people in Cheyenne are tired of paying too much and receiving too little customer service for their money. They offer mailing and shipping services from DHL, FedEx, UPS, and USPS. Anything you need shipped to any part of the U.S. and the world can be done at Cheyenne Pack and Ship. Their packing services are top-notch, and they have many years of experience. Remember, they also offer mailbox services to assist corporate clients who need a Wyoming address for Wyoming residency. Cheyenne Pack and Ship. Call them today and check out all their services at 307-632-9600.
Built for the unstoppable, the new and very capable 26 Kia Sorento and 26 Kia Sorento Hybrid are here at Key of Cheyenne. I'm AJ Miller, and we also have a stock of X-Line and X-Pro trims with 281 horsepower and all-wheel drive capability. These vehicles have performance and style in mind with trim options to complement most any budget. Come in for a drive at Key of Cheyenne. Call 775-0123 or go to keyofcheyenne.com and we'll make it easy.
At Fat Boys Tire and Auto, our business is about more than just selling tires and fixing cars. We believe in faith, family, and community. The Fat Boys family has been serving Wyoming and Nebraska for over 50 years, and 3 generations later, our values have never changed. When you need tires or auto repairs, find the Fat Boys, and we'll treat you like family. Fat Boys Tire and Auto in Cheyenne, Laramie, Scottsbluff, and Wheatland. Get price quotes and schedule service at fatboystires.com.
Coach of the Post 6 Sixers. Coach, first off, backs up against the wall yesterday. Kids responded. They've done this time and time again all season long.
Yeah, it was neat to see him come out with some energy yesterday. It was nice to get off the block with, a couple runs right away. And, anytime you can do that, you ride that momentum, and good things happen typically.
It's interesting with the pitching staff. And again, pretty good marksmen on the hill, but it seems like there's a magnet on the baseball drilling other players on the other team. It's unlike your team to be doing that.
Yeah, that's kind of the consequence of throwing inside, but the reward is if we're able to pitch inside on guys, it also lends to some success there. You know, it's something not that you don't see a lot of in high school baseball, but you know, nevertheless, it's something that I want to make sure our pitchers are doing at least a consistent rate or trying to. You know, some days it works great. So other days, you know, we end up giving up a little too many free bags. But with that said, you know, we were able to work out of some situations there and continue the game plan.
You know, Braden usually will talk to you guys when he comes in and gives you pretty much the scouting report on what the umpire's doing. And to the Blues' credit, they've been consistent, so I can't argue that. But it looks like where we were seeing more looser strike zones, especially on the outside, it seems like it's more like a major league strike zone for our pitchers and their pitchers too.
Yeah, these umpires have done a good job so far. They've been pretty consistent over. But with that said, like you said, it's been a pretty tight zone. You know, they're forcing us to throw it over the plate and defend it. And if we don't, either way, you know, that we're going to give up free bags or we're going to give ourselves a chance to put it in the defense's hands. But you know, yesterday Kean, you know, did a great job of navigating that. He's a guy that's used to just filling up the zone and making sure that the hitters are hitting his pitch.
You know, speaking of Kean, another yeoman performance. You know, I was talking to my son. I said, I hope he gets at least 5 out of him. He's pretty good for 5, but want the distance for you. Got to be very proud of what he did yesterday.
Yeah, you know, that was the goal going in there is if we can get 4 out of him, you know, we got a good chance to go. But with that said, you know, he's a guy that's used to getting deep into those innings or games, and he did what he did. He got out of jams consistently yesterday, which was fun to watch. And but with that said, we were ready to go with you know, we had Jay in the pen for several innings down there, but you know, he was ready to go at any point in time, but Kean navigated it well.
Who gets to toe the rubber today? Who you handing the rock to?
So Zach Hall will be on the bump today, and you know, we've got a full arsenal of arms still behind him, and hopefully we don't have to use a lot of them. But you know, with that said, we're going after a dub at any cost.
How do you approach this game with your kids today? Is it another backs up against the wall?
Yeah, you know, that you got to leave it all between the lines, because you know, this could potentially be the last game for the 26 Sixers, and you know, you got to play like it. You got to leave it all out there, and that's something that we've articulated to the boys even yesterday. You know, it's here and it's looming, but with that said, you got to leave it all out there, and you know, hopefully we prevail.
Final thought, ask Skip kind of a more lighthearted question especially with the kids. Do you have prescribed times that, hey, we're going to get together for breakfast, we're going to get together for lunch, we're going to do dinner, or do you pretty much let them be kids and do their own thing? And I know a lot of them have their parents up here with them. Tell us a little bit how the rules are relaxed somewhat.
Yeah, you know, this is a interesting group in that sense. They like each other a lot. They spend a lot of time together. You know, we'll do some team activities together. We definitely meet every evening before we head off to the rooms. But with that said, they're usually with each other most of the day, whether it's going with their parents or they're walking somewhere. We always give them an option if we want to go out and as a team together. But generally they like to go out without the coaches, you know, be by themselves for a little bit. So this is a group that I've definitely been more lenient with. They've earned that opportunity to be amongst one another and make their own decisions. So, but with that said, they enjoy being around one another, so I don't worry about them a ton.
All right, that was head coach Brad Barker. Looks like we are going to be starting a little bit early, Nick. So real quick, we'll let you know the starting lineup for the Sixers. It'll be Quentin King leading things off. Mason Maggard will be in left field. King at shortstop. Braden Camrad behind the dish. Braden Pearson will be in right field, batting fourth. Caden Tafoya will hit fifth and play first base. The DH will be Cam Hassler, as he will bat sixth. Colin Creselius will be at second base. Kyler Hoff at third, and Broden Robbins will bat ninth. Pitching for the Tri-City Titans will be Tanner Raines. First pitch on the way is high and tight to the leadoff hitter, Quentin King. We are underway about 5 minutes early, trying to beat the heat here. 1-0 pitch and fouled off and over our heads, and it's 1-1.
Game time temperature right now for this ball game, 81 degrees, feels like 81. Wind's not going to be a massive factor. They're going to at least grow in speed as the day goes on, but right now looking at 1 mile per hour.
Going to the right side and fair as King now is going to round first. He's going to head to second base, and it goes underneath, so it'll be a ground rule double for Quentin King. Good start for the Sixers. King going to the right field side and getting the double. Round the horn for the Tri-City Titans. It'll be Dominic Driver at third base. Over at shortstop is Trace Teagle. Second baseman is Reese McClure, and your first baseman is Chase Taylor. Or in the outfield, Brady Matson. In left field, center fielder is Gavin Kelly. Dallas Doherty in right field. Your battery again, Tanner Raines on the hill, and your catcher is Braden Sullivan. We'll get to their starting batting order when they come up to bat. Mason Maggard batting from the left side for the Sixers, with Quentin King over at second base, always a threat to steal. Raines comes set at the belt and delivers. Maggard, kind of a weak bunt attempt, and will miss it. 0-1.
Highs today as the same as yesterday here in Medford, Oregon, about 104 expected, so that's why we are getting this game underway, and also to split the other games to later on today. And under a heat advisory.
Chase Taylor, first baseman, chokes up now, comes inside the infield grass. Again, all natural surface. Maggard again pulls it back. Again, looking to bunt, but will take the ball, and it's 1-1. Also on the third base side, Driver in too. They've seen the Sixers. 1-1 count. No outs. King over at second base for post 6. Raines, good fastball. Did not see much of a breaking ball when he was warming up.
He's smoking hay, still a factor, if not even more so a factor than the previous days of this tournament. Looking at the air quality index here with all the smoke around our area, 157. And on that unhealthier side.
1-1 pitch. Again, Maggard pulls back the bunt and will take strike 2. 1-2 count. 325 down the lines. Again to the power alley, 330. Triples alley is 407, 400, straightaway center field. Beautiful morning here, except for the haze. 1-2 count. King is chased back to second. This is popped up. And giving chase is the catcher, Sullivan, as it will go about 6 rows deep over the netting. And we'll do it all over again at 1 and 2. Again, we welcome you in Cheyenne. Those of you that might be joining us from Washington and wherever you're viewing and listening today, we welcome you aboard again. We're on YouTube, 1480 K-Ray in the search engine. Maggard down to the count, 1-2, no outs. King with a leadoff double, leads away from second base. Raines looks back, comes set at the belt, and fires. Swing, and a miss, and Maggard is out number 1. That'll bring up Braden Camerad. Camerad yesterday had one of those hit-filled days, 4 for 4.
Certainly broke out compared to day 1 of this regional tournament. Need that momentum to carry on here. It's a very talented Tri-City team that certainly can put up their own offense. They can put up 13 runs, 10 run the Alaska squad day 1.
One down here in the inning. Camerad batting from the right side and looked at a curveball that did not break, and it is 1-0. Pearson on deck for the Sixers, looking to stay alive. 1-1 thus far in this tournament. Beating Missoula yesterday to live another day. Camerad lines one into center field. It hangs up and caught by the center fielder, which is Gavin Kelly, for out number 2. Again, I would think with the air quality, it's got to be holding the balls up, wouldn't you think?
Quite possibly, especially we'll see how it is today, where the air quality has kind of hasn't improved. If not, it's got worse than when we first got in. So yeah, we'll see how things are. Again, wind not going to be a factor with baseballs in the air today.
2 down, Pearson, the right fielder, steps up. King bouncing around at second base. Pearson will look at strike one.
And I think that's the one thing that folks out here on the coast, or at least near the coast, you would want those coastal winds to kind of blow out some of the smoke. But if anything, the smoke has just kind of stayed pat with the lack of winds. And again, especially with the nearby fires just to the northwest of us here in Oregon.
101 the forecast temperature for today. Pitch on the way. Another curveball that drops in for a strike, and quickly ahead in the count to Pearson, 0-2. After a leadoff double, a strikeout of Maggard, and Cameron flying out to center field. 0-2, 2 down. King, short lead away from second base. Keeping their eye on King, not letting him drift off. Rains, double checks and fires, just missing on the outside corner for a ball. 1-2. Tafoya on deck, Caden Tafoya. Gary Harley patrolling first base, ready to wave the windmill over at third base is head coach Brad Barker. So a ball and 2 strikes. Rains again, checking back at second base, and fires. Tried to jam Pearson, and the count now is 2-2.
This is a good eye by him to hold off on that one. Attempted at it, but didn't get at least halfway.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, and 1 on. 2-2 pitch. Pearson gets a piece of it, fouls it off to the right side. Count remains 2-2.
This Tri-City team yesterday in their loss against the Lewiston, Idaho squad, Idaho scored 6 runs off of 12 hits. For Washington, they only produced 2 runs off of 5 hits. And they left 7 on base yesterday.
2-2 count. Again, bouncing over around second base is King. Rains keeping an eye on him. 2-2 pitch on the outside corner. Strike 3 call. So Pearson goes down, and so do the Sixers. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left. We move to the bottom of the first inning. Sixers nothing, and Tri-City coming to bat. We'll be back after a 90-second timeout. A 90-second timeout. You're listening to, or a minute and a half timeout. We'll be back after these words right here on 1480 K-Ray.
From your head to your toes, we're here to keep you moving. With consultation, treatment, and rehabilitation all in one location, it's easier than ever to get the level of care you deserve. Cheyenne Regional. We inspire great health.
Sometimes you're anticipating it. Sometimes it's unexpected. Occasionally it's something small. But most of the time, it's a pretty big deal. It's your best day ever. And Meridian Trust Federal Credit Union is proud of the part we play in making each of them happen. Whether opening your first savings account or moving into your dream home, Meridian Trust is there for all your best days.
The Brake Stop in Casper and Cheyenne is your locally owned brake specialist for over 20 years. ASE certified. We always offer 100% free brake inspection, free tire rotations, and now offering a free alignment check. So for the best brakes, best service, and always the best price, stop at the Brake Stop. See our website and social media for exclusive deals.
I want to stand corrected, too, on the Sixers' batting order. Cooper Hassler. I keep calling him Cam Hassler. Again, you've called so many of these family names through the years. Cooper Hassler will be doing the DH. For the Sixers around the horn, it'll be Hoff, over at third. King at shortstop. Crecelius at second. Caden Tafoya at first. Maggard in left field. Robbins will patrol center field. And in right field, it will be Braden Pearson. The battery, again, is Camarad behind the dish. And throwing will be Zach Hall. He will face the leadoff hitter, Trace Teagle. Leading things off, Teagle, the shortstop for Tri-City. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch by Zach Hall, who picked up the win for the state championship against the Sheridan Jets. Stares in for the sign, gets a sign, and delivers. This one is going to be hit in for a base hit as it gets past Crecelius. And a leadoff single. So the leadoff guys have done what they need to do. Get on the bags. Set the table.
That's the big bugaboo right now for Post 6 going back to yesterday's contest was outside of that first inning. Pretty much the entire ball game against that Montana squad. They allowed that leadoff hitter on board, but thankfully the defense picked it up. And again, only allowed the 3 earned runs yesterday for that Montana team.
Brady Madsen, the left fielder, now at the plate. Chase Taylor will follow. Cason Allen, the DH, bats fourth. Hall will work out of the stretch and fires. Nice bunt laid down, picked up by Hoff. Bare hands it, throws it over to Tafoya, and not in time. Infield single. So runners at first and second right away, and that was a nice job by Madsen laying that one down. It hit the grass and died.
So trouble here early on for Cheyenne Post 6. Nobody out. Runners at first and second here.
Chase Taylor, first baseman, followed up by Cason Allen. Dominic Driver will hit fifth. Reese McClure hits sixth. Braden Sullivan seventh. Dallas Doherty eighth. Gavin Kelly will hit in the number 9 slot. Runners at first and second. Nobody down here in the bottom of the first inning. Sixers got a leadoff double from King, could not do anything with it. Now the Sixers in trouble here defensively in the first inning.
He'll step off the mound to keep runner over at second a little closer. So we'll get back into action here.
Sixers with that Twins look again with the blue hats. Kind of light blue. Hall fires and trying to lay it down. Did he pull it back in time? Let's see what it will be called a ball.
I got a ball on at least. It's a 1-0 count.
So again, Charlie DeWitt, the skip.
Right now,
wanting to move the runners across.
Well, Post 6 looking for a clarification on should that have been called a strike?
And the first umpire said no, he pulled it back. 1-0 count. Hall in a little bit of difficulty here in the bottom of the first inning. Tafoya sneaking in. Pitch on the outside corner for a strike on a fastball. Count evens at 1-1. We welcome you once again from Medford, Oregon. Again, this is another do-or-die situation for the Sixers. And right now, first inning troubles for Zach Hall. McDonough found a way to pitch himself out of it yesterday. This one is laid right back up to Tafoya. Only one place to go to first, and he pulls Crecelius off the bag. Don't know if he would have got.
It would have been very close.
Yeah, I'd have to give him score that a hit too. So the bags are juiced.
So a tough start here out of the gates for Cheyenne Post 6 with bases loaded and nobody out.
3 hits, 2 infield singles on bunts. That'll bring up your DH, Cason Allen. He'll bat from the left side. He looks like he's got a little power behind him. Sixers will give up 1 run, ball 1 on a fastball. Corners are up and double play depth for King and Crecelius.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the plan right now is sacrifice at least the 1 run to at least attempt double play.
1-0 count. Hall out of the stretch and delivers. That one just missed down low, and it's 2-0. 2-0 count. Nobody down. Bases full of Titans. Hall comes set at the belt. Stares in and fires. This one is drilled. That's going to be into the power alley. That may clear the bases. 1 run is in. 2 runs to score. Allen will check up at second base, and he will clear the bases with a double. Boy, he hit that one right into that triples alley area.
And just like that, 3-0 advantage now for Tri-City after a massive hit there again. As now Post 6 finds himself in a bit of a pickle here early on in this ballgame.
And you can see these type of hitters that come up to the plate, and Allen just looks like that kind of guy who can lose one in a hurry. Nobody down, runner at second base, Dominic Driver, third baseman, comes up with the Sixers down 3-0. Hall out of the stretch, and this one is popped up in foul territory. Camrad calls for it and can't make the grab.
We've seen quite a few that have been in that territory where unfortunately is unable to at least come away with the foul territory out.
Hoff was also there. And again, too, as a catcher, you're hearing those footsteps as well, too. So
Try to keep an eye out, yeah.
0-1 count to Driver. Hall stares in for the sign, looks back, and fires. That one is drilled into left field right at Maggard. Maggard takes a step back, makes the grab, and there's 1 down.
So throw a little errant on, at least into the infield. Thankfully, it wasn't errant enough to advance the runner over at second. 1 away.
Reese McClure. And, talking with Brad earlier, just, having our morning chat, this is a team that swings the bat very well.
Just kind of got stifled yesterday against the Idaho team.
3-0 early on in favor of the Washington State champs.
Very quickly want to get into our umpiring crew. Behind home plate was our day 1 umpire, A.J. Herbold, so we know the strike zone's going to be a little tight. On the right side, it's going to be Cole Pryor. And over on the left side, it's going to be Drew Anderson are your umpires for today.
Strike 1 on the outside corner.
So that's going to be something to keep an eye out for Post 6 as well, too, that struggled with the Titan strike zone day 1 against Hawaii. See how they react here today with having the same guy behind home plate.
Sullivan on deck. Allen with his lead away from second. Short lead. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Fastball down low. 1-1 the count. 1 down. 3 in. 1 on. Hall checks back, fires, and that one is ripped foul out of play. And it is 1-2. So ahead of the count is Zach Hall. Hall, throughout the course of the season, pretty much around the plate. Doesn't hurt himself with the bases on balls. Ball and 2 strikes. Hall comes set at the belt and fires. This one will be hit out towards Robbins. Robbins getting a good jump on it, makes the grab as he flies into right center to make that grab.
Thankfully, wasn't deep enough to advance that runner over at second, so 2 away. Still Tri-City threatening to add to their already 3-0 lead here early on, bottom of the first of a 7-inning contest. Day 3 of the Northwest Regional Tournament here in Medford.
If it's hit up in the air, and again, you got great speed in the outfield with Maggard, Pearson, and Robbins. Robbins has already shown his speed out there in center field. 2 down. Sullivan, who's behind the dish, looks at ball 1. Dallas Doherty on deck. Kason Allen, who delivered that 3-run double, still at second base. Short lead. Just missing with the fastball on the inside. It's 2-0.
As we know with this home plate umpire, again, that kind of getting anything there on the black or on the edge of the plate, it's not going to be called. Again, he keeps that strike zone pretty, I would say, near perfect.
2-0 count. A little breeze picking up now. Blowing in from left field. 2-0 pitch on the outside, taking something off, and it's 3-0.
Be interested to see, especially with the 3-0 advantage right now for Tri-City with Brad Barker, of how short of a leash do we have with our pitching crew here today. As again, this is win or go home for both squads in this ball game.
Doherty on deck. 3-0 pitch, just about automatic, in for a strike, 3-1.
And Post 6 with the advantage yesterday with McDonough going the full game. Gotta imagine that Post 6 has got some healthy arms still available for today, just in case.
Tafoya was up and down quite a bit yesterday. 3-1. And that one stays outside. And ball 4. So the 8th Titan to come to the plate here in the inning. Runners at first and second with 2 down, 3 already in.
Right now I see movement in the dugout for Cheyenne Post 6. As it looks like, yes, we might have someone head on over to the bullpen.
Dallas Doherty, the right fielder, will dig in from the right side. Hall out of the stretch, looks back at Allen and fires. This one is popped up and playable. Drifted into foul territory is Tafoya and makes the grab, and the Sixers out of the inning. However, damage was done. 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, 1 runner left. We have completed one with Tri-City. The Titans leading the Sixers 3-0. We're back after a 60-second. Let's take a minute and a half timeout. We're back after these words right here on 1480 K-Ray.
This is your journey. But whatever direction you take, whatever path you find, wherever your journey leads, everything you need to get there is right here. Find your path and your community at LCCC.
The players return to the field. Up to bat are the Warriors. First up, number 7. There's the pitch. It's a hit, good for a single. Next, number 18. He swings, line drive to center field. 15 steps up, another hit. Bases loaded now as number 40 approaches the plate. It's headed for the fence. Grand slam, the Warriors win the game. Make it home safe. Buckle up, every passenger, every trip, every time.
I wish I was a little bit smaller, a mini Shaq baller. I wouldn't have to yell when I talk to a toddler. I wish I had more legroom on a plane or a train. Life is tough when you're taller. Yeah, I shop it big and tall, but when it comes to my Pepsi, I like to keep it nice and small. A soft drink for your pocket, so light and refreshing, one sip, don't knock it.
So the next time you're at the checkout line, grab some Pepsi Minis, but get your own, because these are all mine.
Tafoya leading off the top of the second. Swings and misses on the first offering from Tanner Raines. Raines works out of a stretch and swing and a miss quickly ahead of Tafoya. 0-2. Tafoya, along with Cooper Hassler and Colin Crecilius, leading things off here in the top of the second. Trailing 3-0 are the Sixers.
As I mentioned, action already early on in the bullpen for Post 6. It looks like number 20 Gage Broda.
This one is lifted in the air into shallow left field. Shortstop calls everybody off and makes a grab. That's Teagle. And 1 down.
Here's the key factor for Post 6 in this ball game, especially trailing right now 3-0. And again, still a lot of baseball to be played here in this ball game, but compared to yesterday, this is a Tri-City team that's not going to hand you runs as we got handed to, by Montana with the 6 errors that we saw from that Missoula squad. So it's something where, again, for your runs today, they truly have to be earned against this Titan squad.
Cooper Hassler in the DH spot swings and misses on a curveball on the outside corner for a strike. Hassler waving at that, could not catch up to it.
As I mentioned, the wind picking up a bit, but again, not a strong breeze. I'd say maybe a couple mile per hour.
Blowing in from left center. Hassler will look at ball 1 up high. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Crecelius on deck.
The winds here, nothing compared to what you would expect out there in the high plains at Powers Field.
Actually, that's the first time we've actually seen the flag a little more straight. 1-1 count. Hassler gets a piece of it, fouls it into the netting.
All I'm just saying is at Powers Field, that flag is about to rip off the flagpole half the time.
Over there at Chick-fil-A, and it goes every direction during a ball game. 1-2 count. Rains. Very deliberate on the hill. Again, works out of the stretch. 1-2 count and strike 3 call as he painted the outside corner with that fastball. Second backwards K, his 3rd strikeout.
See, where day one we were anticipating that to be a strike and it was called ball. Here it seems like the strike zone's widening a bit where those pitches on at least kind of painting the corners are getting called.
2 down, Colin Crecelius. Will bat from the right side, and Crecelius lines one into left field and taking a step in, making the grab for out number 3 is the left fielder. Left fielder is Brady Matson, and the Sixers go down in order. Nothing to cross the board. We move to the bottom of the 2nd inning, and it is 3-0.
Ready to level up? Show your team pride every time you pay with the new lineup of FNBO Visa Debit Fan Cards. Free with any FNBO checking account. Unlike any card you've seen, with unique design, raised detail, and premium finish. Pay in style, everywhere you go. The new collection, only from FNBO. Visit fnbo.com/debit to get yours.
Here's a phone number to keep handy in today's high-technology world. 307-256-8971. It's the number for affordable computer repair. Whether it's a virus, hard drive, motherboard, keyboard problem, or just to update your computer with the latest versions, Lanny at Affordable Computer Repair has the expertise to address and fix these problems and more for your desktop, laptop, or tablet. Call locally owned and operated Affordable Computer Repair for your home or business computers today at 256-8971.
Capital Lumber is lumber one in Cheyenne. Are you listening? We're all the lumber store you'll ever need.
Outdoor projects are always easier for the do-it-yourselfer or the professional from Capital Lumber Company. Whether you mow it, dig it, repair it, or even paint it, head to Capital Lumber Company for everything you need to complete the home and yard projects today. Family owned and operated for 61 years and still the go-to place for quality lumber and brand name hardware. Capital Lumber Company at 1222 Dunn Avenue in Cheyenne.
On 1480K, we apologize. Phone problem here. We did pay the bill, didn't we? Yeah, I know we did. All right, Zach Hall in for inning number 2. We get that once in a while. And what happens?
We're going to have a
hit batter. And that would be Gavin Kelly, who is hit by a pitch.
We've had a hit batsman in every single post-6 game here of this tournament.
So,
and again, the theme continues on compared to yesterday as the leadoff hitter gets on board for the opposing team.
So,
as I mentioned, bullpen activity still going strong over there for post 6.
Trace Teagle, who greeted Hall with a base hit, his first time up, is back up here in inning number 2. And we'll lay it down. Nice bunt picked up by Hoff. Fires over to first and in time, going over to third. Throw as Camerad went to cover third. Good throw by Tafoya, but good speed by Kelly will allow him on the sacrifice to go all the way from first to third and one down.
So just like that, with Tri-City threatening early on, here in this bottom of the second, one away, runner at third. Tri-City Titans still leading Cheyenne Post 6 3-0.
Once again, we apologize for the phone interference that we had here, but we're back. If we do drop off again, remember we are on the video stream as well, too. So one down here in the inning. This one is popped up, playable on the infield. Hoff calls everybody off immediately, and that is a big out right there.
Much needed out there for Post 6. Try to get out of trouble here in this bottom of the second. 2 out.
Chase Taylor, first baseman. He also laid down a bunt single. Whole idea here for the Sixers is to freeze that runner at third base, which is Gavin Kelly. Kelly, who got plunked by Hall. Hall working out of the stretch and fires that one. That is pull cued and fouled right in front of the Titans dugout. 0-1.
So we'll have time called by home plate umpire.
Wants to make sure there's not a lot of bodies there on the field. So it's an 0-1 count with 2 down. And the pitch on the way. That is down low and kept in front by Camerad.
Hold the base runner over at third.
Again, natural grass, dirt infield. Sixers playing a lot of their games throughout 2026 on the all-weather surface. 1-1 count with 2 down. Pitch on the way. That one sails inside.
Really close, high and inside.
As Taylor had to duck away from that. 2-1.
Give credit to Medford, Oregon. They wanted to keep things natural here. What is a very natural and nature-minded state.
2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. In and out of the glove of Camerad.
As we're surrounded by all sorts of mountains, pine trees. For yours truly, it's nice to see a little bit after, again, being out there in the flat and desert of West Texas.
2-2 count with 2 down. Kelly away from third base, short lead. Hall takes a glance over to third and then fires 2-2. This one is lined out into left field and not even taking a step in, just putting his glove up, making the grab, is Mason Maggard for out number 3. So they'll leave Kelly over at third base. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left. We move to the top of the third inning. It is Tri-City leading the Post 6 Sixers by the count of 3-0. We're back after a 60-second timeout. You're listening to and watching Post 6 Baseball on 1480 K-Ray.
Capital Lumber is number 1 in Cheyenne. Are you listening? We're all the lumber store you'll ever need.
Outdoor projects are always easier for the do-it-yourselfer or the professional from Capital Lumber Company. Whether you mow it, dig it, repair it, or even paint it, head to Capital Lumber Company for everything you need to complete the home and yard projects today. Family owned and operated for 61 years and still the go-to place for quality lumber and brand name hardware. Capital Lumber Company at 1222 Dunn Avenue in Cheyenne. YO Print for Cheyenne and Laramie County is your one-stop shop where you'll get quality embroidery, screen printing, custom apparel, and they also offer a customized online shopping experience, which is perfect for all schools, groups, and individuals. Check out their website at yo-print.com. You can also call Tyler at 307-369-1327 or send him an email at tyler@yo-print.com for more information. YO Print is proud to be a sponsor of our local and area high schools.
Nick Perotti back in Medford, Oregon. Hoff along with Robbins, and then we'll flip the lineup over to King, who has the lone hit thus far for the Sixers as we move to the top of the third inning. Kyler batting from the right side. The third baseman looks at ball 1 down low. Well, let's see. We've had a 5-minute earlier start. We can cut the air with a knife. Phone drop off. Man, the stars aren't aligned for us today.
Someone up here is bad luck, and I don't think it's me.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I didn't say it was you either.
2-0 count. That one sails up high. Hoff lays off. Those are the tough ones you lay off, those high fastballs. They just look like a big old lollipop coming in. Can't catch up to them. 2-0 count. Kyler digs in, Rains, fires, down low, ball 3.
Wyoming owned and operated since 1971.
Potential close one there.
Wyoming owned and operated.
Rains again, who throws out of the stretch. Comes set, fires, and that's outside, ball 4. So a 4-ball walk. To lead off the inning for the Sixers, Kyler Hoff. That'll bring up Broden Robbins, who will hit from the left side.
So right now with Cheyenne 6 trailing 3-0 here, top of the third. You'll take anything you can get right now to get back into this ball game with the leadoff man on board.
Robbins, center fielder, steps in. Hoff with a very short lead over at first base. Sixers down 3-0. Don't expect to see them do much running. Robbins pulls it back and takes a strike on the curveball. 0-1 as he was looking like he was going to lay it down. Again, Hoff, short lead over at first base. Gary Harley chatting with him, letting him know what's going on. Rains nods the head a couple of times. Robbins pulls it back, and we'll take it outside for a ball. Count evens at 1-1.
With nobody out, runner at first. Tri-City Titans still leading this ball game 3-0. Post 6 looking to get back into it here in this offensive series.
Leadoff walk to Hoff. Robbins with King on deck. Lays off another bunt attempt, and that one sails outside. Count 2-1.
I say with Post 6, give him credit that at least on the offensive side, very patient at the plate. Good vision.
Right in his face is Dominic Driver, as he is really choked up on the infield grass. 2-1 pitch, curveball. Beautiful. 2-2. That one dropped in nicely. Robbins did not offer at it. Count evens at 2-2. Rains comes set at the belt. Very deliberate. And fires. 2-2 pitch. Down low and outside. And the count runs full. 3-2. Well, if anything, the Sixers starting to get the pitch count up a little bit on Rains.
Wonder if
Tanner Rains, the pitcher.
As I wonder if Rains will try to go for the breaking ball again to fool with the full count.
I'd like to see him hang one to Robbins. Let him barrel one up. 3-2 pitch. And time. We will wait on that 3-2 pitch.
Let him think on it.
Robbins asked for time. He was granted by the home plate umpire. Again, Hoff with a very short lead over at first base. Rains delivers 3-2. Down low, ball 4. Back-to-back walks. And the Sixers with a couple runners aboard for Quentin King. King doubled his first time as he went down the right side. Quickly a visit to the hill.
Heard an audible groan from the Washington faithful that made the drive. At least down here to Medford. Not too happy with that call. But again, we know with this home plate umpire that strike zone, you got to be on point. And if you're not throwing strikes, he's not going to give you that. He's not going to be lenient with you. So nobody out. Runners at first and second here for Post 6. Threatening to at least score, get back into this ball game.
Pitching coach come out for the discussion. Again, it's one of those where you just say, hey, got to find the glove, being the catcher's glove.
Not to focus on the bottom of this inning, but looking over to the Post 6 bullpen, activity's kind of ceased a little bit. Folks are over there, but at least warming up. So not sure if Zach Hall will be returning. Again, it all probably depends on how the offense picks up things here in this top of the third.
Both choking up on the infield is Taylor at first base and Driver over at third. King, who doubled his first time up, looks at strike one and did not.
He twitched at that one. He wanted it.
Yeah.
Probably at least walking out going, oh, that was it.
Well, after back-to-back walks, you kind of wait to see a strike. Hoff at second, Robbins over at first. Rains in a little jam. This time, dropping it down, and good speed by King, and he'll beat it out. It gets away. Hoff will come in to score on the errant throw. King will go to second, and Robbins over to third, and the Sixers are on the board.
So just like that, 3-1 advantage for Tri-City.
And they're going to, let's see what the scoring on that will be. Robbins
They will award a hit.
So King, with both of the Sixer hits, ends up at second base. Nice bunt. Again, it was off the bat a little high, but just kind of like hitting a 9-iron. It just hit and just died on the grass.
Chance for an explosive inning here for Cheyenne Post 6. Nobody out. Runners at second to third.
Right now is one where you want Maggard to get one out into the grass in the outfield. He's been stymied at the plate here over the last couple of games. And he'll look at ball one on the outside. So it's a 3-1 score here in the top of the third inning. Also a throwing error, too, want to mention on Rains, allowing everybody to move up. One 0 pitch, Maggard fouls it off and out of play over our heads. Count evens at 1-1. Camarade on deck for the Sixers. Trailing by 2, 3-1 here in the top of the third inning. Chance to put more on the scoreboard. Maggard, swing and a miss. Ran that one inside.
Yeah, kind of golfed at that one. Fooled him on the inside pitch. So
ball and 2 strikes to Mason Maggard.
See if he attacks back inside or if he tries to fool him going, at least change his vision to the outside.
I need Mason to barrel one up right now. 1-2 count. Protection mode, and that stays outside. That was way outside, and it's 2-2.
Well, fishing to see if he was going to, especially after the last one of getting fooled, tighten inside.
I would think they're going to come back inside on him, wouldn't you think?
Quite possibly.
2-2 count.
Rains does have a pitch to kind of waste, so to speak.
Short leads by both Robbins and King over at second base. Robbins at third. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And Maggard goes down, swinging for the first out. That'll bring up Braden Camarade, who flew out to center his first time. Here's a kid right now swinging a hot bat.
I'd like to continue that momentum here and drive in potentially 2 runs to tie up this ball game.
King with good speed over at second base. Again, for a guy that's 6'3", he flies around the sacks. Rains comes set at the belt, very deliberate, and fires. Camarade will look at strike one, little slider. As Camarade, Sixer catcher, had a 4-for-4 day yesterday against Missoula. Cheyenne, Wyoming against Kennewick, Washington. About 87,000 population of that part of the state. Camarade gets a piece of it, fouls it off, out of play, and it's 0-2.
Kennewick on the southern kind of border of Washington State near Oregon. Kind of more towards the eastern side.
And again,
but not a far drive, at least for them to get down to Medford compared to, again, Cheyenne. Going practically across country to be here.
And well worth it to be here, though.
Oh, absolutely, and a chance to make it to Shelby, North Carolina.
0-2 count to Camarade. And the pitch on the way. Fastball, that is hit to the first base side. Robbins will come in to score. And good job by Camarade. He did his job hitting it to the right side, playing back on it, and making the grab and doing it unassisted was Chase Taylor. So Camarade with the RBI. and 2 down. King moves up to third base, and it will be up to Braden Pearson, hopefully to bring King home. 3-2 our score here in the top of the third inning. Curveball that stays inside, and it's 1-0.
Score line as of right now for Post 6, 2 runs off of 2 hits, no errors so far here top of third for the Titans. 3 runs off of 4 hits, 1 error for Tri-City.
1-0 pitch. Pearson check swing. Did he go? No. 2-0.
Got very close on that one.
Yeah,
but
he did. He
didn't go over halfway.
He brought the bat back. The first base umpire right on top of it. 3-umpire system here. 2-0 count. Rains comes set, fires. That one inside, and the count runs 3-0. Caden Tafoya as King tries to steal home on a delayed steal, and he is thrown out. So the Sixers trying to manufacture a run, can't do it, as they do come up with 2 runs in the inning. 2 runs on a hit. There was an error, no runners left. We move to the bottom of the third inning. It is Tri-City leading Post 6 3-2. We're back after the 60-second timeout. You're listening to and watching Post 6 baseball on 1480 K-Ray.
If you're looking for a quick breakfast or lunch, you're looking for the Bread Basket. If you're busy and can't take time out for a healthy breakfast, stop in and try one of our breakfast burritos loaded with potatoes, eggs, cheese, bacon, and our homemade green chili wrapped in a 12-inch flour tortilla. Or, for a fast lunch, try our delicious cabbage burgers, hamburger, onions, and cabbage wrapped in bread dough and baked to a golden brown. Treat yourself to a fast breakfast or lunch today at the Bread Basket Bakery and Sandwich Shop, 1819 Maxwell Avenue, Cheyenne's hometown bakery. Wrapped in bread dough and baked to a golden brown. Treat yourself to a fast breakfast or lunch today at the Bread Basket Bakery and Sandwich Shop, 1819 Maxwell Avenue, Cheyenne's hometown bakery.
Knock it out of the park with your family dinner tonight and score a home run with Two Doors Down. Two Doors Down menu selections are perfect for the active family. From gourmet burgers served with bottomless fries to soups and salads to the all-new platters. Two Doors Down, where you can enjoy a great...
Last out 1-2 as King tried to do that delayed steal. He did it up in Gillette. It worked. Unfortunately, it did not work there as Rains fired a strike.
Well, that's going to be a play to keep an eye on, with the at least outcome of this ball game. Is that something that aggressive nature there by Post 6, and you mentioned again did work for them in the state tournament. Is that going to be something that comes back to haunt them here? But again, it's only trailing by 1. Tri-City 3-2 advantage here, bottom of the third.
Casey Allen with a 3-run double, his first time up. Again, bats from the left side. And a look at ball 1. Hall out for his third inning of work. Sixers trailing by 1 now, 3-2, as they got a chance to put a couple of runs up. Rain's a little bit wild.
Again, bullpen activity still continuing on for Cheyenne Post 6. Not as active as of earlier.
Curveball that stays up high, and it's 2-0.
So you kind of wonder what the hook is going to be for Hall in this ball game. Again, this winner go home contest between Post 6 and Tri-City.
2-0 count. Allen looks at ball 3 down low. With the Sixer starters, especially here as we look at 1, 2, and 3, you want to get at least 5 out of them. Well, obviously, McDonough gave you 7 yesterday. Pearson got you into the 4th inning on day 1. 3-0 pitch, and that one just outside Hall. Not happy with that call.
And I think that visible frustration we saw day 1 with the same home plate umpire, where they're expecting those calls, and pitchers, at least in that's kind of the situation for Hall, is that you got to adjust to understand that, hey, some of this stuff, should be called, but this guy is going to make you earn it.
Driver who flew out to Maggard his first time will bat from the right side with nobody out, and Hall has missed on his last 5.
As you'll have a Sixer come on in to at least chat with Hall, calm him down a bit. That being King. And the conversation is over.
Nothing heating up in the bullpen. Of course, it doesn't take much, especially when you got temperatures this warm here to get warmed up.
Gage Broda was warming up earlier in this ball game, has since kind of sat down.
Hall out of the stretch and the 1-0 pitch. That one drops down low and outside, 2-0.
So 5 straight pitches that have missed strike zone.
How about 6?
That's correct. Nobody out, runner at first here for the Titans.
2-0 count. Hitter's pitch on the way. And driver will look at strike 1, not to offer on it. 2-1.
As it looks like Broda out there and the bullpen is warmed up. Ready to go if he is called in here.
The signal from the pen to the coaching staff to let him know that he's ready to go. 2-1, pitch on the way. Curveball, swing and a miss. Camarad drops it, but did not get too far away from him.
Count goes even at 2-2 with nobody out. And this is bottom of the third of a 7-inning affair.
Hall's been living dangerously. 2-2 count. They want it right on the outside corner. Camarad sets up, and the pitch. This is bounded over to Hall. Hoff to second for 1, throws it away. And it will be backed up in right field by Pearson to keep Allen over at second base. Routine ground ball to third. Unfortunately, Hoff sent it into right field, and it'll be an error on Kyler Hoff. So runners at first and second with nobody down. Sixers committing the error. Their first of the contest. Could have been a 5-4-3 on that one. Could have, should have. Squaring a bunt, pulling it back, taking a ball is McClure, and it's 1-0.
Still waiting for that determination on the scoreboard here at Harrod and David Field.
It definitely was an error. Because they had Allen at second base. 1-0 count. This one trying to drop it and fouls it back. McClure does 1-1.
It's a danger here early on. This half inning. As post 6 right now with nobody out. Tri-City threatening with a runner in scoring position over at second, and again another base runner at first.
Ball bounced up and hit Camarad. Umpire walks out to hand the ball to Hall to give Braden a chance to regroup. 1-1 count. Runners at first and second, nobody down. Here in the bottom of the third inning. Tafoya sneaking in. This one dropped down the third base side. Hoff is not going to get anybody as he was pretty much staying home. Hall did not fall off to that side, and it'll be an infield single. Bases are loaded again.
As head coach Brad Barker will come on out.
When Barker comes out, you know it's going to be hook time.
And that's the at least indication is we will see. I do believe that's number 20, Gage Broda, come on out of the bullpen.
So Hall with a very short outing. Should have been somewhat out of this inning. Gage Broda will trot on in from the pen. We'll have a break in the action. 3-2 our score. We'll be back after a 60-second timeout. A 60-second timeout you're listening to and watching Post 6 Baseball on 1480 K-Ray.
Knock it out of the park with your family dinner tonight and score a home run with Two Doors Down. Two Doors Down menu selections are perfect for the active family. From gourmet burgers served with bottomless fries to soups and salads to the all-new platters. Two Doors Down, where you can enjoy a great dinner and still be able to take your family out to the ball game. Two Doors Down, 118 East 17th Street. For full menu and specials, go to twodoorsdown.net. Two Doors Down, flipping great burgers since 2009.
Wyoming owned and operated since 1971, Burns Insurance is Wyoming's right choice for your insurance needs. Burns Insurance is a trusted choice, full-service, independent insurance agency offering a full range of commercial, agricultural, and personal insurance products through many national and regional carriers. Let our friendly, experienced agents help you find the right product at the right price for your asset protection. Buy the policy, get the agent at Burns Insurance, your right choice. Find Burns Insurance on Facebook or at burnsia.com.
Gage Broda, the new hurler for the Sixers, and you look at Gage, he's about, 6'6", 6'7". He reminds me, and again, I talk to the old timers when I say this, of Ed Halicki, who used to pitch for the Giants many years ago. That ball, again, he's not Randy Johnson because Johnson came from the opposite side, but he comes in from the right side, and he's got a good fastball and a good curveball as well. So, again, that fastball is going to come on you real fast because of just how his size.
As I say, that's going to be the big factor, or at least he has that intimidation factor of, again, just that pure size on the mound. It reminds me of, again, you look back, at least back in the past, and again, we mentioned his name earlier in this tournament, again, one Coulter McAnally on the mound, again, with his height.
Yeah.
Again, was a dominant force, dominant pitcher, clearly has, again, showing his ways at the University of Utah.
I always like to throw out the older guys. Again, when I threw out Ed Halicki, matter of fact, I think back 1975, he threw a no-hitter against the New York Mets. Being the Giants fans that we are, and it's not much to cheer about this season with San Francisco.
Yeah, they brought us 3 championships in our lifetime.
All right, so it will be Braden Sullivan, the catcher. Nowhere to put him. Broda looking for one maybe back to the box where you can go to Camarad. This one is popped up. Is it playable? Camarad underneath it, and this time makes the grab. And that is a huge out on one pitch. So in foul territory, Camarad making the grab.
You see Broda, again, at least a little amped on that one. He went straight to home plate just to at least prevent the run, but hey, that's in foul territory.
Dallas Doherty, who fouled out to Tafoya his last time up, he will dig in. Again, corners are up, double play depth. And this one hit up the middle, and that's going to sneak on through for a base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes the throw in from Robbins, which is offline, and 2 runs on the base hit by Dallas Doherty. Makes it now 5-2. Boy, there was just no way that King was going to get to that one to knock it down. That had some muscle through the middle.
Those runs are going to be charged to Zach Hall. Cleared essentially the bases. 5-2, as you mentioned, the lead here in the bottom of the third with the 1 away. Runners at first and second.
Those should be unearned, too, if I'm not mistaken, because of the error.
Error in the,
Gavin Kelly, who was hit by a pitch his last time, comes up with 1 out. Broda, curveball, stays outside. 1-0. 1 down here in the inning, 2 in.
So say those 2 runners were walks, the early walks by Zach Hall in this half inning.
Fastball up high, and the count now runs 2-0. Broda again for a big guy. Explosive fastball, and really can take a lot off on that curveball. 2-0 pitch, fastball. That's in for a strike, and it's 2-1.
So they certainly brings that heat. You see the pop of the glove, and again, seeing that just dust fly off of it.
Teagle on deck. As the Titans now lead 5-2 here in the bottom of the third inning. That one inside. 3-1 on the fastball, brushing Kelly back.
Do or die for both teams here. Win, you move on. Lose, your season is done.
3-1 pitch. Down low, Camerat frames it, but the umpire says no.
Everyone held their breath on that one, wait for that sign.
So
bases loaded.
Bases loaded again. Teagle, who greeted Hall with a base hit his first time up, comes up again here for his third time in the third inning as he grounded out to Hoff his last time, 1 for 2. More of a sacrifice, 1 for 1 on the bunt. Teagle will look at strike one right on the inside corner. 0-1. Broda trying to get the Sixers out of this jam. Again, corners up, double play depth for King and Crecelius over at short and second respectively. Curveball that stayed up high.
It just got floated there.
Evens the count at 1-1, nowhere to put him.
Both six just looking for something to at least ground over in the infield. Get that double play, get out of this half inning with only just at least two runs allowed so far.
1-1 count. This one right back up the middle, and that's going to sneak on through for a base hit. 1 run in, and here comes a second run throw over to third base, and they will nail the third base out. That'd be Kelly. Coming in to score was McClure, also Dallas Doherty. And again, Robbins on the 8-5 for out number 2 will nail Kelly. Base hit for Teagle, who remains perfect on the day. 2 for 2 with a sacrifice.
Still damage was done, even with 2 outs away here in the bottom of the third.
That'll make the score now 7-2. 7-2 our score, and that will bring up Brady Matson. Matson looks at a curveball that floats way outside, and Camerad keeps it in front. 1-0. Boy, 2 solid singles right up the middle. I mean, that's...
And there's not much you can do on that.
Yeah.
Your defense is kind of powerless with that.
Sixers find themselves in a hole down by 5. Swing and a miss. Count evens, 1-1. Matson, the 8th Titan to come up this inning. Second time they've done that. Broda out of the stretch, 1-1 pitch, fastball up high, 2-1.
I think right now Broda just needs for him to kind of settle down a bit.
Two and one with 2 down. Broda fires down low, ball 3. And it's 3-1.
And Broda comes into this at least ball game as a senior. Getting rattled here early on.
3-1 count. Runner goes, ball right back to the box. Broda slips on the grass, but still has the presence of mind to get it over to Tafoya on the 1-3 putout. But damage was done pretty severely by Kennewick, Washington, as they come up with 4 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 Sixer error, 1 runner left. We've completed 3 with the Titans over the Sixers, 7-2. Back with inning number 4 after a 60-second timeout. You're listening to and watching Post 6 Baseball on 1480 K-Ray.
Tired of watching your savings sit still? At First Tier Bank, we work hard to keep our CD rates at or the top of the market because your money deserves more. No gimmicks, no hidden fees, just Cheyenne banking with real returns. Visit firsttierbanks.com or stop by one of our Cheyenne branches today, downtown at 18th and Cary or Stillwater Avenue, Cheyenne. First Tier Banks, member FDIC, equal housing lender. When you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And there's no one that knows that feeling like Cheyenne Allstate agent Jason Gilbert, because he works every day to get people like you the coverage they need with the savings they deserve. Contact him for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
Brandon Pearson was at the plate when King, who tried to steal home, was tagged out on the Reigns to Sullivan throw. Pearson had to work to count 3-0. Now we'll step in with a fresh count. And we'll lift one out to right field and deep, traveling back on it and making the grab just in front of the warning track. Hauling it in was Doherty.
It carried it. You could tell by at least by the right fielder that he was not anticipating that to go as far as it did. Almost lost track of that. But either way, out number one here, top of the fourth.
Pearson gave it a drive out to deep right field. One down to Foya, who flew out to short left field and picked up by the shortstop. Will swing at the first pitch and foul it near the Sixer dugout. 0-1.
Now here's a question for you that has seen this Post 6 team. You know, have they found themselves throughout the season trailing like this and been able to come from behind?
Not too often. Count runs 1-1.
So kind of a unique situation that Post 6 finds themselves in, trailing by 5 here. Need to keep their composure, just, again, keep playing that Post 6 baseball that got them to day 3 here. What they were able to do on the offensive side, and that's the thing, is that we need to see that offensive output that they put up against Montana.
Yeah,
got 8 runs yesterday.
Last time that I was with them up in Rapid City, Lincoln just was smacking them around. 1-1 count. This one hit to the left side, gobbled up by the shortstop on a couple of hops, fires on over to first, and on the 6-3 Teagle over to Taylor, and 2 down.
Quickly 2 down. Looking at the stat line for both teams as we are here in the 4th inning. 2 runs off of 2 hits, 1 error for Cheyenne Post 6. 7 runs off of 7 hits, 1 error for Tri-City.
Cooper Hassler, DH, who was caught looking his first time. Looks at ball 1 on the outside.
That was easy to watch that go by. That was well outside to the batter's box.
Yeah, you never say die in baseball. You play until that final out. But 5 runs, that's a lot to navigate right now. This one hit to and that'll sneak on through for a base hit as it goes through the wickets, and it will be a base hit as Teagle could not come up with it. That was hit into the deep shortstop hole.
Well, I think the Post 6 teams of old, that, not to compare, again, that's all I have to go off of, but it's a situation where this is an organization that has found themselves trailing, and some, unique or do-or-die situations have come from behind and won these games.
Griselius, who flew out to left field his first time.
And usually they get a lot of 2-out magic, and hopefully that's the situation here in the top of the 4th right now.
This one lifted out to center field, and coming underneath it, making the grab, is the center fielder Kelly. And the Sixers are done here in the 4th inning. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors, 1 runner left. We move to the bottom of the 4th inning. Sixers trail 7-2. We'll be back after a 60-second timeout. You are listening to and watching Post 6 Baseball on 1480 KRA.
Hey guys, I want to tell you a little bit about my friends at Advanced Comfort Solutions. These guys are by far your #1 choice for all your local heating and cooling needs. Whether it's new install, replacement, or service, they are as good as it gets. They service all makes and models of furnaces and have an incredible comfort membership you're going to want to check out. Let the comfort professionals at Advanced Comfort Solutions help keep you and your family warm and worry-free this winter. Give them a call at 778-4911 or visit their website at advancedcomfortwy.com and let them show you why they are your number one choice. Hi, this is Larry Proady from the Morning Pro Shop. I'm so honored to talk about great friends that I've come to know over the years, like David Brockman. Since 1982, his family has owned and operated the coin shop in historic downtown Cheyenne, which has been your stop for gold, silver, and other precious metals. David continues the family tradition of buying and selling gold and silver, and he always has his eye to the precious metals market to give you a fair and honest price for what you've accumulated through the years. Plus, he has a great selection of gold and silver from around the U.S. and the world to enhance your collection. So why wait on those corporate others when you can do your one-stop shop locally today at the Coin Shop, 510 West Lincoln Way, open Tuesday through Friday, or call 778-7196.
Gage Broda in relief. Chase Taylor will lead things off, the first baseman for the Titans here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Broda's first pitch on the way, and that one is lifted foul off to the right, out of play, 0-1.
Still a lot of baseball to be played here in this ball game. Can't count out this team without a doubt. This is game 1 of 3 happening today here in Medford, Oregon, a part of this Northwest Regional.
Taylor, the first baseman, down in the count, 0-1. Now evens at 1-1. Fastball stays inside.
As we find ourselves down to the final 6 teams of this regional tournament. 2 Oregon squads will face off after this one, Portland and Medford. Later on tonight, the matinee of Lewiston, Idaho, and Honolulu.
That one is hit to deep left field, but hauled in by Maggard for out number 1. And that's what they need now out of Broda, is just outs.
Just settle down and absolutely
get outs and try to get that offense going. Raines has shown that he can be a little wild as far as walks are concerned. Sixers are getting the bats around on him. Kaysen Allen. This one popped up and drifting out from his shortstop position into about medium left field. How about that one by Quentin King?
Had a lot of territory to cover on that one, but comes away with the out. Quickly 2 away here.
Nice job by Quentin King as he called off Maggard immediately. And again, you respect Allen because he has some pop in that bat. So quickly, 2 down. This is a good sign right now for the Sixers. Broda trying to come in, slam the door. Driver looks at a curveball that goes about 59-9.
So we mentioned this is a winner-go-home contest between these two. The other one right after this will be the 2 Oregon squads. If Medford loses, hey, they just stay here. Portland, they got to just head north on I-5.
Driver hits one into left center, and Maggard patrolling that area, puts it away. Sixers get a 1-2-3 inning. Nothing across the board for the Titans. We have completed 4 with the Tri-City Titans leading Post 6 7-2. We're back after a 60-second timeout. You're listening to and watching Post 6 Baseball on 1480 K-Ray.
You know there's more to your car or truck than just putting gasoline into the tank all the time. Hi, this is Larry Proady from the Morning Pro Shop, reminding you for your minor repair work, which can include oil changes, shocks, brakes, having the heating air conditioning unit checked, and a variety of other things that could possibly pop up. Don't dismiss those signs that your vehicle needs proper attention today. I encourage you to visit John and his professional crew at Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service. You can have your service work done elsewhere by those corporate places, but with Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service, you are getting a TechNet professional, which means that John is one of the best in his profession nationwide. Go to technetprofessional.com to understand what I'm talking about. Make sure you have it done right, whatever the problem is, so you can get back on the road with the confidence that the work on your vehicle was done by Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service. They know how to attack and fix those problems without it breaking you and your wallet. Cars has been around for over 30 years. Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service, 604 West Lincoln Way, open Monday through Friday. Or call and set up an appointment at 632-0498.
David Field, Larry Pearlett, Harry and David Field. And we welcome you to baseball action. Sixers right now on the short end of the scoreboard, 7-2. We moved to top of the fifth inning, Nick.
Chance for them to chip away at the lead here on the offensive side. Still got a lot of work to do. We're kind of waiting for at least, thankfully we're not seeing day one offense where, again, they went without a single hit. We're able to get folks at least on board through a couple walks, but we're still waiting for the Sixers squad that we saw yesterday that really showed up and really showed their offensive prowess against that Missoula, Montana team.
Sixers need to peck away at this deficit, 7-2. Hoff walked his first time, scored a run. Looks at ball one. Hoff, Robbins, and Quentin King. King, who is 2 for 2. Here in the top of the fifth inning. And Hoff lines one out into center field, but right into the waiting glove of Gavin Kelly for out number one.
Both teams right now here showing off some really loud outs.
Getting around on it, yeah. Roden Robbins, who also walked and scored. Back in the third inning for the Sixers. Number 9 hitter for post 6. Rain still on the hill. Curveball that drops down low for a ball. 1-0.
And again, you got to imagine for Washington, they're going to probably ride him as long as you can. Save some arms if they are to win this ball game.
1-0 pitch. That's in for a strike. And the count evens at 1-1. King on deck.
That's kind of the thing for a lot of these teams right now is trying to conserve arms as you go later and deeper into these tournaments.
1-1 pitch. Robbins looks at ball 2 on the outside. Robbins does not hit for a high average, but one thing about him, he finds a way to get on the sacks. Good eye at the plate. 2-1 pitch. Inside corner for a strike. As Rains
kind of
jumps back to even the count.
Yes, goes back to the Moneyball kind of analogy where, again, you just want to make sure you get on base.
2-2 count with 1 down. Robbins hits it down to the third base side. Long throw across the diamond in time as Driver will hit Taylor on the 5-3 and 2 down here in the inning.
And I think that's kind of the motto right now for Post 6 is don't care how you get on board, just give us a chance to at least score some runs right now. 2 outs away, nobody on board for Post 6 as they trail 7-2, top of the 5th here.
Talk about having the Sixers scouted. Driver was right down the line.
He was on top of that, yeah. Because I do believe that was something that we saw yesterday against Missoula that got them off guard.
King, who's 2 for 2, opened up the contest with a double. And this one off the end of the bat, and that is going to be picked up, and King will be tagged out. 3 unassisted for Chase Taylor. And the Sixers go down in order. Nothing across the board. We move to the bottom of the 5th inning with the Titans leading the Sixers 7-2. We're back after a 60-second timeout. You're listening to and watching Post 6 Baseball on 1480 K-Ray.
Rock on Wheels is Wyoming's premier bicycle shop. The service department offers quality and experience with a 48-hour turnaround guarantee based on parts and availability. They even offer tune-ups for your current bike along with powder coating and sandblasting. So swing by the shop and take advantage of the awesome prices for great bikes like Trek and many other name brands. Rock on Wheels even offers bike rentals for the avid rider. They're proud to be locally owned and operated. You'll find Rock on Wheels at 900 East Lincoln Way. Call 637-0020 to start pedaling your way to a whole bunch of fun.
Spring is a great time to refresh and reset. Why not do that with your home loan? I'm Shauna Brennan, your Platte Valley Bank mortgage lender, and we have flexible home loan options to fit your needs. Whether you're taking cash out for a home project or lowering your monthly payment, a refinance can help you reach your financial goals. Reach out to me today and let's refinance and refresh. Visit us now at pvbank.com to get started. Platte Valley Bank, you belong here.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, NMLS number 1365264, equal housing lender.
Find themselves down 7-2, bottom of the fifth inning. That 4 spot put up by the Titans in the bottom of the third. Well, I'll tell you what, that one error that was committed by the Sixers really is starting to come back and haunt them a little bit.
Yeah, in a big way, where that's been the deciding factor right now was that just large offensive output there in the bottom of the third. As you mentioned, 4 runs. Again, 5-run advantage right now for Tri-City, who's up to bat.
That opened the floodgates for 4 runs. Reese McClure will lead things off. He has scored.
Well, this is what you like, though, even though, again, count is 1-0, but a good, solid half inning on the mound for Broda. They're in the bottom of the fourth, looking to continue that momentum here in the fifth.
This one fouled back to the netting. And count evens at 1-1. So it's McClure, Sullivan, Doherty here in the bottom of the fifth inning for Charlie DeWitt's Titans.
With Broda, not sure if he's a pitcher that goes to the strikeouts, but at least in that at least bottom of the fourth, and just put those ball in play and let the defense do the work.
Popped up, playable in foul territory. Camarade calls for it, makes the grab, and there's one down. So with 1 out here in the inning, Braden Sullivan, the catcher, step up.
As this game started to pick up pace here with the quick half innings back and forth between these two. Need another one here for post 6, but for the bats to come alive on top of the 6.
Yeah, Sixers running out of outs, that's for sure. Broda, who will work out of the stretch, faces Sullivan. And Sullivan fouls it out of play off our right shoulder.
Neither team with pitchers warming up in either bullpen.
Sullivan, who popped up to Camarade in foul territory his last time, is 0 for 1, walked back in the first inning. 0-1 pitch. This one is popped up foul and over our heads.
A souvenir for the Washington fans in attendance.
Quickly ahead in the count is Broda, 0-2. Stares in for the signs from Camarade. They want to go inside on Sullivan. 0-2 pitch. That's up high with a fastball, and it's 1-2.
A little waste pitch there for Broda.
Dallas Doherty on deck. One, two, the count with 1 down. Pitch on the way. Curveball, perfect. Strike 3 call.
He knew it as soon as that hit the glove.
That curveball just dipsy-doodled in. And
that's one of those that keeps you kind of in a pretzel. You want to swing. You just kind of question yourself going, I don't know what to do here.
Your feet become like cement weights. You're just frozen in time. 2 down. Nice pitch by Broda. This one hit by Doherty, gloved by Hoff. Long throw across the diamond, and another 1-2-3 inning for Gage Broda as the Sixers get a chance to swing the sticks. Nothing across the board for the Titans. We've completed 5 with Kennewick, Washington leading Cheyenne, Wyoming 7-2. We're back after a 60-second timeout. You are listening to and watching Post 6 Baseball on 1480 KRA.
At Gill Windows and Shutters, every custom window and shutter we sell is designed and manufactured right here in Cheyenne to give you a better product at a better price. Our team takes pride in delivering the highest quality craftsmanship and providing professional installation and customer service. We're proud to be a local family-owned business and part of the Cheyenne community. Stop by our showroom to see the difference or call for a free quote. Gill Windows and Shutters, we shatter the competition.
Cheyenne Pack and Ship on Pershing Boulevard is here for you today because people in Cheyenne are tired of paying too much and receiving too little customer service for their money. They offer mailing and shipping services from DHL, FedEx, UPS, and USPS. Anything you need shipped to any part of the U.S. and the world can be done at Cheyenne Pack and Ship. Their packing services are top-notch, and they have many years of experience. Remember, they also offer mailbox services to assist corporate clients who need a Wyoming address for Wyoming residency. Cheyenne Pack and Ship. Call them today and check out all their services at 307-632-9600.
Back to the top of the sixth inning, Larry Proetti, Nick Proetti, 1480K-Ray, 1480KRay.com, and on our YouTube side, 1480K-Ray in the search engine. Thank you so much for joining us. We do appreciate it. Also, too, we are now into the top of the sixth inning. Sixers will send up Maggard, Camarad, and Pearson. So
pressure is on, though, for post six with the final 6 outs available to them on the offensive side.
Well, we're kind of pulling here for Mason, who's picked a bad time to go into a slump. He has had a hard tournament thus far.
Oh, a beautiful
over 2 day.
A beautiful opportunity here for him to kick out of that slump.
Yeah, this is the way you want to start it right now for the Sixers. Tanner Raines on for his 6th inning of work. And Maggard will drop it down, but right to Raines. Raines quickly over to first and 1 down.
Maggard certainly had the wheels close on that one, but Tri-City will come away with the first out.
Try to get something going any way you can. The Sixers running out of outs. They got 5 more to go.
Well, again, for any baseball player, again, when you're in a slump like that, you're looking for any way to at least get out of it. So attempt there with a bunt. Good effort.
Camarad, who has an RBI, as he grounded out to first his last time, looks at ball 1 down in the dirt, and it's 1-0. Pearson on deck for the Sixers in search of win number 56 today, trailing by 5. Camarad got fisted on that one over to the shortstop side, and on the 6-3 Teagle over to Taylor. We've got 2 down quickly here in the inning.
And that's kind of been the theme of the past couple innings here of this ball game. Is it's been quick 1, 2, 3, but that's what you don't want to see for post 6 right now on the offensive side. Looking for a little 2-out magic here in the top of the 6.
Yeah, for Raines, he's set down the last 6 in a row.
Winner of this ball game will continue on to play tomorrow, 4 o'clock here in Medford.
Pearson, who ripped one to deep right field last time up, just in front of the warning track, which was tracked down by the right fielder, Doherty.
Winner of this contest will face the loser between tonight's ball game between Lewis and Idaho and Honolulu, Hawaii.
Pearson, even in the count, 1-1, with Tafoya on deck. Raines, who's been around the plate, had a little difficulty in the 3rd inning. Has kind of found that mojo right now. He's 1-2 on Pearson. Raines shakes off the sign, likes what he gets as a secondary sign, and fires 1-2. And Pearson fouls it off to the right and out of play. 1-2.
Mentioned the other contests for today. After this one wraps up, the other elimination contest will be between the 2 Oregon squads, Portland and Medford.
Ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Pitch on the way. Pearson gets a piece of it to the 3rd base side. Long throw, pulls Taylor off the bag, and Driver will get the assist on that one. So 5-3 as Taylor tags out Pearson, and the Sixers are down to their final 3 outs. Nothing across the board here in the 6th inning for the Sixers, trailing 7-2. We're back with the bottom of the 6th after a 60-second timeout. You're listening to and watching Post 6 Baseball on 1480 K-Ray.
We could make it happen right here and right now at Kia of Cheyenne. I'm AJ Miller, and we have a great stock of the new 26 Kia Sportage and 26 Kia Sportage Hybrid. Both come with exceptional standard and available features for an outstanding value. Choose available X-Line and X-Pro trim options with exclusive blacked out trim and badges. Drive one today at Kia of Cheyenne. Call 775-0123 or go to kiaofcheyenne.com. We'll make it easy.
At Fat Boys Tire and Auto, our business is about more than just selling tires and fixing cars. We believe in faith, family, and community. The Fat Boys family has been serving Wyoming and Nebraska for over 50 years, and 3 generations later, our values have never changed. When you need tires or auto repairs, find the Fat Boys, and we'll treat you like family. Fat Boys Tire and Auto in Cheyenne, Laramie, Scotts Bluff, and Wheatland. Get price quotes and schedule service at fatboystires.com.
Kelly will lead things off for the Titans. He'll be followed by Trace Teagle, Brady Matson here in the bottom of the 6th inning with Tri-City up by 5, scoring 3 in the first, 4 in the 3rd inning. The Sixers came up with a deuce in the 3rd, and that's where we stand right now, 7-2.
Need Broda to continue the momentum on the mound as he's had for the past 3, quickly with a strike right there, but again, he's gotten this Tri-City team down in order.
He was
greeted do it again.
He was greeted with a couple up the middle hits when he came in out of the pen, but yeah, he has settled in. He's doing a good job in the relief effort. Fastball stays up high. Count evens at 1-1.
Again, just get out of this very quickly this half inning and give them a shot in the top of the 7th. Their final at least 3 outs remaining in this ball game in their season.
Kelly has walked twice. And looks at the ball.
Knock it out of the park with your family dinner.
He got thrown out last time up as he was trying to go from 1st to 3rd. Robbins with a bullet to Hoff to choke off some of that 4-run inning. Pitch on the way. That is down low. Bounces in front of Camerat, and 3-1 now on the center fielder.
And no one warming up for either side.
No, this one definitely is Reigns' game.
Yeah, Reigns, you anticipate they want to save arms if they are to move on. For post 6, again, Broda's outside of, again, that shaky 3rd that he came in relief. He's been lights out.
Camerat goes out and talks with Broda, gives him some encouragement. Third base umpire comes and talks to the home plate umpire. I'm assuming giving him some encouragement or saying, what's up for lunch?
Or hopefully you're staying cool. As temperatures keep on rising here in Medford, anticipated high of 104.
3-1 count, and that one is going to be fouled right over our right shoulder, and the count runs full, 3-2.
Where everyone here, including folks in Wyoming, 104, you probably panic. For yours truly, it's another day in West Texas.
Well, if he gets over 100 degrees, we're setting records in Cheyenne.
If it isn't 100, you kind of go, what's going on here?
90 feels, remember, we're closer to the sun up there in Cheyenne. Full count to Kelly. Pitch on the way. That one is bounded foul to the left side. And we'll do it all over again. Gage Broda again in relief of Zach Hall.
Again, with the heat and the temperatures, that's out of baseball. Feel for the communities out here in the Northwest, all the smoke and haze. Again, wildfires aplenty out here.
3-2 pitch, fouled again, out into the stands and over to our right. 3-2. Again,
North Texas has gotten a lot of the rain. We should be sending it up your way.
We're dry as a bone right now. 3-2 count again. Broda kicks, fires. This one is popped up foul, out of play.
A little battle brewing between these two.
Kelly might get the hat trick if he walks.
Oh, we don't want that.
No, just he's battling at the plate. Broda's firing strikes.
I wonder if Broda will try to go with something a little off speed.
Throw
off the timing. Again, he's a little
behind the dish. I'm not afraid to call that on a 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes again. Leadoff batter is Kelly here in the bottom of the sixth. Fastball down low, ball 4, and he's got the hat trick walking.
So leadoff man on board with the walk. Nobody out.
That will bring up the leadoff hitter, Trace Teagle.
So we resize the stat line for both teams here in the bottom of the sixth. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for post 6. 7 runs off of 7 hits, 1 error for Tri-City Titans out of Washington.
Broda had retired the last 7 he faced before walking Kelly. And that one by Teagle is fouled back.
As bullpen activity will start up for post 6, as that looks like it's going to be Julian Tafoya, who warmed up plenty yesterday, and warming him up again today.
Teagle is 2 for 2 with a sacrifice. Shortstop looks at a curveball that sails outside, and it's 1-1. Again, want to thank everybody up here in Medford. They have been just gracious hosts to us. Ball and a strike. 1-1 pitch. Running on the pitch is Kelly, and that one is fouled out of play, and it's 1-2.
1-2 with nobody out. Runner at first. 7-2 advantage for Tri-City over Cheyenne post 6.
I don't know about you, but I am not ready for football season. I want this baseball season to continue.
Still opportunities for post 6. It's not over yet.
No. Ball and 2 strikes.
Need to get out of this.
Fires, curveball, dug out.
That's
by Camarad.
And that's a big thing, is need to get out of this half inning with no damage done. As right now, Washington threatening.
I do believe we will get a visit. Or Camarad buying some time. Maybe they're going to try to have Broda throw one more hitter, and then it will be Julian Tafoya to come on in.
Tafoya just got out there, so again, doesn't need much to warm up, but
you know, Tafoya back to game 1 against Team Central out of Honolulu was the most effective of the 4 pitchers that we threw out on day 1.
As you see, the Waterman has made his way up here. Just so you're aware of.
I can't sneak away. Yeah,
I know.
2-2 count. And that one is going to be lined into center field over the head of King for a base hit. Runners at first and second.
And that will be the end for Broda's afternoon, as Julian Tafoya will come on in, as Brad Barker will make his way out of the dugout.
All right, for Broda, he'll be responsible for the 2 runners, but a good relief effort by Gage Broda. Sixers trail 7-2. We'll be back after a minute and a half commercial. A minute and a half commercial. We're back at 90 seconds on 1480 K-Ray.
From your head to your toes, we're here to keep you moving. With consultation, treatment, and rehabilitation all in one location, it's easier than ever to get the level of care you deserve. Cheyenne Regional. We inspire great health.
Sometimes you're anticipating it. Sometimes it's unexpected. Occasionally it's something small. But most of the time, it's a pretty big deal. It's your best day ever. And Meridian Trust Federal Credit Union is proud of the part we play in making each of them happen. Whether opening your first savings account or moving into your dream home, Meridian Trust is there for all your best days.
The Brake Stop in Casper and Cheyenne is your locally owned brake specialist for over 20 years. ASE certified, we always offer 100% free brake inspection, free tire rotations, and now offering a free alignment check. So for the best brakes, best service, and always the best price, stop at the Brake Stop. See our website and social media for exclusive deals.
Julian Tafoya has been summoned, the senior, for the Sixers to hopefully get out of this jam where the Sixers find themselves down 7-2. They got 3 outs left. Tafoya, the third Sixer pitcher today. Again, Gage Broda responsible for the 2 runners on the sacks right now. So we can't close the book on him. Julian worked on Wednesday. Was also up in the pen yesterday, too.
Again, quite a bit throughout that entire game, anticipating to come in.
I'm assuming that arm is pretty warm.
Hopefully it's ready to at least record some outs here, get out with no damage done.
Brady Matson, who is 1 for 3, looks at ball 1 down low. Tafoya again, where I say he's not 3/4 and he's not sidearm, he's right in between there, that 67%. Does have a good little slider with his fastball. Tafoya comes up and squaring a bunt, laying it down, putting it down, picked up by Hoff, throw over to first, and Crecelius not in time. Wow, that was bang, bang. Good throw by Hoff to Crecelius, and an infield single for Matson.
Speetzer over there on the first base side. And just like that, nobody out, bases loaded. So a tough situation here for Cheyenne Post 6.
Well, the Sixers here, you can't give up a run.
You're going to try to avoid it as much as you can.
Well, they're going to, you would figure they'd bring everybody up.
Actually, yeah, they're.
But Hoff and Tafoya in, strike 1 on Taylor. Now they'll bring everybody up as Crecelius will come up a little bit. King still stays deep at shortstop.
Again, assistant coach Gary Harley kind of making the signs out to the infield.
Curveball in for strike 2. That was a nice pitch there by Tafoya. Quickly ahead, Julian, on Chase Taylor.
You wonder if the mantra right now for Post 6 is more so, hey, we'll take the outs and allow the run.
Well, you put yourself a half dozen down. One slider that goes outside.
It's kind of what's the lesser of 2 evils right now. What you want, at least the ideal situation, that makes things a little easier, is, again, Tafoya, who's 1 strike away, just get the strikeout.
Yeah, that's putting a lot of weight on his shoulders. 1-2 pitch. This one hit to King, and it'll scoot on through for a base hit. 1 run will score, the stop sign at third base. And yet another single for the Titans and another run on the board. Extending that lead to 8-2. And that'll bring up Cason Allen. Allen did all the damage back in the first inning with the bases juiced. He has a double to his credit today.
Bases loaded, nobody out, bottom of the 6. 8-2 advantage for Tri-City.
And this one is lifted foul to the left side, out of play. He also has walked and then flew out to, about medium left field. That was chased down by King.
This is your loser out contest. 1 of 2 happening today. Win, you move on to day 4. Lose, you head back home.
1-1 the count. That stayed outside.
And unfortunately, that is looming over Cheyenne Post 6, especially now with a 6-run advantage for Tri-City.
Driver on deck. Bases full of Titans, and the count now 2-1. And you're also getting into that run rule coming up, too.
Yeah. 4 is the magic number to win this early, and we do not want to see that at all.
Pitch on the way. This one fisted foul, out of play, and count runs even 2-2. Sixers in the 7th, if they get that opportunity, to Tafoya, Hassler, and Crecelius. And then we're going to have a lot to navigate with. Count even, 2-2. with one down. And this one going down to his knee and
Allen
fouling it off.
Keeps alive.
Excuse me, nobody out.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Count even at 2-2. A tough situation right now for Cheyenne Post 6 on the defensive side.
2-2 count. Curveball, and that one is fouled out of play. Allen again, the DH. Like I said, you can see the build on him. He's got some pop in that bat.
Yeah.
With a wide stance. 2-2 pitch. Swing! He had a miss and he struck him out. So big out recorded there by Tafoya.
Much needed out. A little sigh of relief for Post 6 with getting their first out here. Go back to Allen's size. He's big, but he's not Kane big as what we saw. Again, that's a big guy out of Hawaii.
What you're going to have again here, Tafoya and Hoff. Now the infield will draw in on Dominic Driver.
Driver. You have your outfielders kind of at least come on in a little bit, play straight up.
Driver, and hits it right through the hole. 1 run will score. Here comes the second run. Strong throw by Maggard, not in time. 2 runs come in, and makes it now 10-2 on the base hit and 2 RBIs. Moving over to second is Taylor. Driver with the Titans' 11th hit. Sixers are 2 runs away from being done. Tafoya fires a strike on the outside corner. And it is 0-1. Sixers down by 8. McClure.
Tough situation here in this bottom of the 6th.
Sullivan on deck. This one is lifted foul off to the right, out of play, and quickly ahead, Julian 0-2.
Chance here for Julian to throw something along.
Now, again, on that last one where the infield was drawn in, Sixers guessed wrong.
Yeah.
That situation, if he was back, this one hit to the right side of Crecelius. Crecelius over to King for 1 to first base, not in time. Good scoop by Tafoya on the fielder's choice. Drivers erased.
He'll still pick up at least another out. 2 away with runners on the corners now.
So runners on the corner. Taylor over at third. And McClure over at first. That'll bring up Braden Sullivan. Struck out looking his last time. Looks at ball 1. He's also walked, popped up to Camerad in foul territory. Tafoya out of the stretch, keeps an eye on the runner at first base, fires, and again, outside ball 2. 2-0. Doherty on deck. Doherty, if he does come to the plate, will be the 9th man, 8th batter up in the inning here.
Kind of like that move by Tafoya looking at the baseball there going, what's wrong with you?
Third time that the Titans have sent 8 to the plate. Running on the pitch was McClure and fouled back out of play. 2-1. So we'll reset with runners on the corner. I think you might get a catcher's indifference with Camerad and just let him take the base.
Yeah.
2-1 count. Running as McClure, it skips away from Camerad. It took his eye off of it. And all the way over to third moves McClure, and they're 90 feet away from wrapping this up. 11-2, the score. 3-1 count to Sullivan. Now it's on Tafoya. He's got to get this out. Got to get this out to stretch it to at least the 7th. strike 2. Sullivan.
He thought that was a walk.
That was right across the letters.
Instead of delayed call by home plate umpire A.J. Herbold.
Full count, 3-2 pitch. This one's fouled over our heads and out of play.
That's all you need for post 6 right now is just get this third out and give you some opportunity instead of wrapping this thing up right now.
Well, we saw a crazy event that happened in Sheridan many years ago where they were down by 6.
That was, I do believe, to win the state championship.
Oh, that got him into the state championship.
That's right.
It was a semifinal against host Sheridan. Ball 4 sends Sullivan over to first base.
We've seen miracles before out of this organization, but as you mentioned, that was about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah. Their starter had the Sixers handcuffed. They went to the pen, and then everything just fell apart.
They went on a walk-off walk. That was that game.
So a pinch runner will come in for Sullivan. That'd be Gavin Steinshauer, who's going to be attending Walla Walla Community College.
Runners on the corners, 2 away. As we mentioned earlier, Titans up 11-2.
Doherty, the 9th batter to come up this inning. And we'll look at ball 1 on the outside. So Tafoya needing to record this out. Runners on the corners. Don't look like Steinshauer is going to be a runner. And ball 2 as that floats outside.
That's kind of the scary thing right now for Cheyenne Post 6 is that their season hangs on a very small thread. 90 feet away is ball game.
90-foot thread, no kidding. 2-0 count. This one hit to King. Boy, did that take a hop, and King just stayed with it as he will take the out unassisted at second base, but the damage was done once again. 4 runs on a total of 4 hits. There were no errors, 2 runners left. We've completed 6 with the Titans leading 11-2. Last inning hopes for the Sixers coming up after we take a 60-second timeout. You're listening to and watching Post 6 Baseball on 1480 K-Ray.
This is your journey. But whatever direction you take, whatever path you find, wherever your journey leads, everything you need to get there is right here. Find your path and your community at LCCC.
The players return to the field. Up to bat are the Warriors. First up, number 7. There's the pitch. It's a hit, good for a single. Next, number 18. He swings, line drive to center field. 15 steps up, another hit. Bases loaded now as number 40 approaches the plate. It's headed for the fence. Grand slam, the Warriors win the game. Make it home safe. Buckle up, every passenger, every trip, every time.
Welcome you back to the top of the 7th inning. We will see Caden Tafoya. I did see Brad Barker talking to the home plate umpire, so we might be seeing a pinch hitter come up.
Yeah, trying to take a look right now of who's in the on-deck circle right now. Just waiting for, looks like that's going to be number 11, Cotton, Dimitri Cotton.
So Dimitri Cotton will come in place of Cooper Hassler. So Tafoya bats from the left side, is 0 for 2. And we'll look at strike 1 on the inside corner. Tanner Raines looking for the complete game victory.
Yeah, no one active at all in either bullpen.
And drilled foul to the right side, and it's 0-2. And again, they kind of had Raines trembling a little bit in that 3rd inning, and then took themselves out of the inning. The Sixers did.
Yeah,
they had him ruffled a little bit.
If this is it for Cheyenne Post 6, if this is the final 3 outs, got a young team looking at the roster. A lot of returners coming back next season.
0-2 count. And that will stay outside for a ball 1 and 2.
But not to get ahead of ourselves, we still have 3 outs.
There's still baseball to play.
Take a chance. We've seen wackier things before in American Legion baseball.
1 and 2 count to Caden Tafoya. Curveball that's lifted foul, giving chase to Sullivan and just over the Sixers dugout. And we will reset again. So ball and 2 strikes to Caden Tafoya. Tanner Raines, who's been exceptional on the hill. Give him his due. 2 of the runs last inning were charged to Broda. The other 2 to Tafoya. Raines kicks and fires. Check swing. Did he go?
Yeah.
He got a piece of it, and the catcher holds on to it. So Sullivan holds on to it, and the strikeout. 1 down. Foul tipped into the glove, but it looked like he was checking his swing. So Dimitri Cotton will come in and bat in place of Hassler. Cooper, who was 1 for 2, had a base hit his last time, so Cotton getting a chance to swing the stick. Looks at ball 1 on the outside. Colin Crecelius is a scheduled next hitter. One no count. Pitch on the way. That is down low, and it's 2-0.
Good eye at the plate there by Cotton to hold off. Getting ahead of the count, 2-0.
Oh, any way to get on the sacks.
And I think that's a big thing right now is any way, get on base any way possible.
Cotton fouls it back. He was on top of that one, just missed on it, and it's 2-1.
That's the thing for Post 6 is just give yourself a chance here in this ball game.
Again, thanks to the Sixer Booster Club for the folks, the little folks that have been wearing those shirts here during the tournament, donated by the Booster Club. 2-1, Dimitri Cotton. And he'll get a piece of it, foul it back, and it's 2-2.
9-run advantage for the Titans. They're top of the 7th, 11-2.
Hard to believe high school football 3 weeks away. Our first Friday night. Cotton saw that one running in on him and protects.
As hopefully one of the Cheyenne schools can take down the powerhouse that is Sheridan. I do believe, Sheridan won again?
Oh, yeah.
Class 4A?
They're on about a 50-plus winning streak right now. 2-2 with 1 down. Outside corner, new.
Tried to get that one.
Tried to get that one. Yeah, framed nicely by Sullivan. Good eye by Cotton to lay off on it.
Nice little battle here between these two.
3-2 with 1 down. Crecelius on deck. Cotton at the plate, and the 3-2 pitch. That is grounded to the shortstop side. Picked up, fired across the way by Teagle. Teagle over to Taylor, and out number 2. Sixers are down to their last out.
Last opportunity for Cheyenne 6. For Post 6, looking to continue on this season. If they're unable to, again, it will be the finale for the 2026 year for Post 6.
Crecelius is flied out to left field. He's flown out to center field. 0 for 2. And we'll look at a strike. 0-1.
As you mentioned earlier in this broadcast, Post 6 coming into this ball game. 55 wins here in 2026, 16 losses, 2 ties.
3 hits for the Sixers in this contest. Ball 1, 2 by King, 1 by Hassler.
It's always interesting how you tie in American Legion baseball, but it happens. We've seen that a couple times.
Especially when they're non-conference games.
Yeah. Whether it's weather that plays a factor or time.
Ball and a strike with 2 down. Colin Crecelius. Looks at ball 2 on the outside.
We've even seen the lack of lights be a reason why a game had to be called. That was a long time ago. I do believe that was out in Nebraska.
2-1. Rains. This one is high chopper over to the third base side and fired across the diamond from Driver to Taylor, and that is your ball game as the Sixers season has come to an end as they lose 11-2. Line score for Tri-City 11-11-1. For the Sixers 2-3-1. The Sixers season wraps up with 55 wins, 17 losses, and 2 ties. For the Titans, their season continues on as they pick up win number 26 against 11 losses. Your winning pitcher is Tanner Raines, and the loser is the starter, Zach Hall. We will take a 2-minute timeout. 2-minute timeout. We'll come back. We'll get ready to wrap things up and give you the final stats after these words. You are listening to and watching Post 6 Baseball on 1480 K-Ray.
Ready to level up? Show your team pride every time you pay with the new lineup of FNBO Visa Debit Fan Cards. Free with any FNBO checking account. Unlike any card you've seen, with unique design, raised detail, and premium finish. Pay in style, everywhere you go. The new collection, only from FNBO. Visit fnbo.com/debit to get yours.
Hey, grab me one too.
Here's a phone number to keep handy in today's high-technology world. 307-256-8971. It's the number for affordable computer repair. Whether it's a virus, hard drive, motherboard, keyboard problem, or just to update your computer with the latest versions, Lanny at Affordable Computer Repair has the expertise to address and fix these problems and more for your desktop, laptop, or tablet. Call locally owned and operated Affordable Computer Repair for your home or business computers today at 256-8971.
Capital Lumber is lumber one in Cheyenne. Are you listening? We're all the lumber store you'll ever need.
Outdoor projects are always easier for the do-it-yourselfer or the professional from Capital Lumber Company. Whether you mow it, dig it, repair it, or even paint it, head to Capital Lumber Company for everything you need to complete the home and yard projects today. Family owned and operated for 61 years and still the go-to place for quality lumber and brand name hardware. Capital Lumber Company at 1222 Dunn Avenue in Cheyenne.
Back to Medford, Oregon, one last time for us. And you know, Nick, you look back on that third inning when the Sixers had a chance. They drew within 1, 3-2, and then all of a sudden the floodgates opened again in the bottom of the third inning. That's what happened with Post 6 today. Their runs they gave up were in bunches today, 3, 4, and 4.
And thankfully it wasn't. If anything, it was a situation where Tri-City, give them credit, that was an offensive powerhouse. Again, that was something where they were just hitting it in the right areas.
Yeah.
Post 6, and again, there was a couple where we go back to, again, that explosive, I do believe, fourth inning where, again, they put up 4 on the board for Medford, actually for Tri-City. Again, we talked about how many, back-to-back hits that went just straight up the gut past at least Broda. So it's something where, again, they just found the open spaces out there in the field that Post 6 just were unable to at least get in time. So, again, it's a situation where, a loss is a loss. It's tough for post 6, but it's something where you don't beat yourself up on. The only thing that you probably work on in the offseason is offense. It's just getting those bats going. But outside of that, though, again, you played, again, for post 6, you played a really good Washington State champion.
Yeah, and you ran into a buzzsaw on day one in the Hawaii champion, who, in our opinion, looks like...
Probably, yeah. Again, I wouldn't be shocked if they come away winning this whole thing. Again, we still have, a few games to at least determine right now. Again, we know one team that will not advance is obviously Cheyenne Post 6. The other, at least, contest coming up here shortly will be between the two Oregon squads of Portland and Medford. So, again, see who will be the last 4 teams remaining. Again, don't know much about that Lewiston, Idaho team. But Hawaii, of what we've seen so far, you got to imagine that Honolulu, probably the clear favorites to at least win this regional tournament.
Well, the final stats are just about being handed out to us, and we are going to give you the final numbers. For post 6 today, only 3 hits in the contest, 2 of them by Quentin King, and the other hit by Cooper Hassler. For the Sixers, they go 2-3 and 1 error, if I'm not mistaken, and that was a critical error by the Sixers. Losing pitcher will be Zach Hall. He threw 2 innings plus, gave up 6 runs on 5 hits. 5 of those runs were earned, 2 walks. Gage Broda in relief went 3 innings plus. He gave up 3 runs on 3 hits, and those were all earned 2 walks with 1 strikeout. And Julian Tafoya, who finished up the inning for Broda, an inning of work, 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 earned run with a strikeout and a walk. For Washington, Kennewick, Washington, Tanner Raines is the winning pitcher, 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 earned run, walked 2, struck out 5. They had him on the ropes for a little bit there in inning number 3, but could not capitalize. Looking down their line score, you had Teagle, who went 3 for 3 today. Matson went 2 for 4. Taylor went 2 for 4. 1 for 3 for Cason Allen, and that was a big 1 for 3. That was that bases clearing double that he had in the first inning. Dominic Driver went 1 for 4. McClure went 1 for 4. Sullivan went 0 for 2. Doherty went 1 for 4. And Gavin Kelly, the center fielder, did not get an official at bat because he was walked twice and scored a run. So that's your line score for the Washington squad. Again, they go 11 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. They left 6. Sixers went 2, 3, and 1. They left 2 on base. So again, not getting a lot of activity on the bases. That kind of hurt the Sixers for today. Again, just real quick.
I think, again, very quickly, you give credit to, again, Tanner Raines and what he was just able to do on the mound and going the full 7 innings, full distance for Kennewick, Washington. Again, he wasn't a strikeout pitcher, but he just found a way to tie up that post 6 team and just get those simple ground balls and, again, outs for at least Tri-City.
Again, running down the quickly numbers for the Sixers. King 2 for 3. Maggard went 0 for 3. Camarad went 0 for 3. Pearson 0 for 3. Caden Tafoya 0 for 3. Hassler in the DH spot. Cooper Hassler 1 for 2. Dimitri Cotton, who came in, went 0 for 1. Griselius 0 for 3. Kyler Hoff, 1 official plate appearance as he walked and then also scored a run. And Broden Robbins also went 0 for 1 and scored a run by a walk, and that all came in the 3rd inning for the Sixers, and that's going to wrap things up. Again, it's like you said, it's a tough way to wrap up the season. A very successful season for the Sixers. 55 wins, 17 losses, and a couple of ties.
As much as you wanted it to continue on here in 2026, it's something where, there's always next year. There's always next season. You got to imagine that the Cheyenne Post 6 will return, at least as we mentioned, have quite a few returners. A team that's going to be probably picked to be one of the clear favorites to win the state championship again, be back part of that Northwest Regional Tournament. Again, nothing is guaranteed, obviously, but it's something where for Brad Parker, his staff, and again, those returners for Post 6, got to feel as much as you wanted this one, you wanted to at least advance on and be the Northwest Regional Champion. It's something where you bring still a solid core and still have an opportunity in 2027 to get it done.
Well, the reason why I'm sounding down, I'm just thinking about that. It's going to be an 18-hour drive because we lose an hour. I mean, well, we gain an hour, right? When we go to back to the Mountain Time Zone.
Again, it's 1 o'clock there at Mountain Time. So
I'm just dreading the drive. But anyway, want to thank all our great sponsors throughout the baseball season. A lot of these folks going to be with us for the upcoming football season. So let's run them down and say thank you to North Star Pharmacy, Hilltop Bank, Wyoming Downs, along with the Derby Club and Derby Club 307, FMBO, Charles Schwab on Dell Range. Again, my good buddy Sam Runyon, thank you so much. Quick Draw Optical, Pepsi of Cheyenne, our scoreboard sponsor throughout the course of the year. Not a happy scoreboard. 11-2 today. Cheyenne Pack and Ship, YO Print LLC, The Brake Stop, First Tier Bank, Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service, Advanced Comfort Solutions, Gill Windows and Shutters, Coin Shop, Platte Valley Bank, Fat Boys Tire and Auto, Jason Gilbert, your Allstate Insurance Agent, Meridian Trust Federal Credit Union, Burns Insurance Agency, 2 doors down, Cheyenne Depot Museum, Wyoming Department of Transportation, Halliday Subaru, Cheyenne Regional Medical Center, Laramie County Community College, Rock on Wheels, Capital Lumber Company, Cheyenne Frontier Days, 131st. We'll be here before you know it. July 23rd through August 1st.
Did it just happen?
Yeah, but trust me, it comes quick. Key of Cheyenne, the Breadbasket Bakery, and Affordable Computer Repair. So a lot of thank yous along the way to all our great sponsors. I owe you lunch over at 2 doors down. We got to go see Jerry and the crew over there. And let's see what else we want to do. We want to thank Reese Monaco for all of his work, the voice of Post 6 baseball. Unfortunately, could not make the trip. Thank Grant Storbo, who stepped in a couple of times for us this season. Of course, I came out of the bullpen, helped out. Thank you for making the trip with me. I do appreciate that. It's always great to spend some time with my son. And again, thank you to your lady Gina and to Oso for allowing you to come on up here and be a part of the broadcast. Looking forward to seeing the Pup Rio when I get home as well too. Thank you to our super engineer Christina, who has been with us throughout the course of the baseball season. She did a great job. And again, thank you to all our fine listeners and viewers of our broadcast here on 1480 KRA. With that all being said, the final score again, Tri-City 11, Post 6 2. Sixers are done for 2026, and we'll look forward to being back with the Sixers again coming up in 2027. So for Nick and Christina, I'm Larry Perotti. We say goodbye from Medford, Oregon.